Hi, folks. It's Lou Elizondo, and I wanted to do a quick video to discuss with you the recent information that has been released through News Nation and several other outlets regarding a new whistleblower in the special operations community and some of his colleagues. This is a big deal. This is a tier one, former tier one operator who's worked with several other agencies in the intelligence community, and what he has to say is, I think, I think no less than extraordinary. This is kind of the one of the big breaks we were trying to create an opportunity where people like this individual could come forward, a special operator with firsthand knowledge of the UAP effort that the U.S. government is behind, that has been behind for a long time. If it turns out to be true that these individual, by the way, his credentials are impeccable. If it turns out to be true, then and right now I don't see any reason why not. What he's saying is panning out. I haven't personally vetted the individual, but I have spent the last year and a half working with other individuals trying to facilitate these individuals to come forward, this one in particular, and to have this conversation with the American people. The story is something that I haven't. I can't say that I haven't heard before. I have, but now it's finally being made public. There's a lot of things here to unpack. First and foremost, this is a person who has served their country honorably and has done so for many years and has lived in the shadows. Is not seeking fame, is not seeking notoriety, just wants to tell the truth. And I can certainly appreciate that. That's exactly how I feel. The individual does have some very significant concerns for their personal well-being, which I completely understand. Again, through firsthand experience, I understand what that feels like. But this individual decided to come out anyways and have the conversation, which I think should be applauded. I think when the American people see some of the evidence that this individual has, you're going to leave some people scratching their heads. And that's okay, because I think now we're getting to the point in the conversation of disclosure where people are realizing that, yeah, this is real. It has occurred and it's continuing to occur, and our government hasn't always been completely truthful about it. I am absolutely certain there's probably really good reasons for it. I don't agree with those reasons, but with that said, I must respect those reasons, and that's why it's taken us so long, over 7 years, to get to this point in the conversation. Because we had to do it right, and there was only one chance to do it right and a whole bunch of chances to do it wrong. Ultimately, I don't know how this is going to play out. My hope is that members of Congress will see this. My hope is that individuals in the new Trump administration will see this and begin to start asking the hard questions and do some of the things that we have made recommendations in the past to do. Things like new legislation, things like a national strategy for U.S. air domain to include anomalous phenomenon, to include things like drones and, yes, Chinese spy balloons and all these things that are in our air space that we have no idea what they are, and in some cases where they're coming in from or where they're going and who's behind operating them. So we made several recommendations. One is to create a single point of contact, or belly button, if you will, for the new Trump administration, create a czar position that won't really require more resources, but will help streamline all the disparate organizations to a single focal point where they can report information, and the president, if he needs an answer to a question, he can get it in 5 minutes instead of 5 days or 5 weeks or 5 months in some cases. And then also, as I said just a moment ago, the requirement for a national level strategy, a strategy that looks at the strengths and the weaknesses of our air domain awareness capability, assessing all the systems that we have, and get them to talk to one another a little better, what we call tipping and queuing. And of course, enable Congress to do their job and pass laws to streamline, if you will, some of the processes in the UAP collection activity of the United States government, and to be transparent and truthful with the American people and Congress and with the new administration. I was hopeful for the last year and a half as this was kind of unfolding that eventually these individuals would come forward. One in particular that you are now aware of. I don't know if the others will feel free to come forward. I hope they look at this as an opportunity, as an example to do the right thing. We are working very hard behind the scenes to make sure these people have appropriate legal protections. Let me make one thing clear. We're not asking anybody to leak classified information. First and foremost, full stop. I still have my security clearance, and I take my security oath very, very seriously, as do these individuals who are now coming forward to have this conversation. You need to understand what a tier one operator is. We use these terms a lot, and I think there may be some confusion. A tier one operator is what we refer to as tip of the spear in special operations. When anybody is in a tier one unit, they are the first ones to go. Basically, you got 3 hours recall. You're on a bird smoking somewhere to the far end reaches of the earth to do a very sensitive mission for the U.S. government. They're the best of the best. That's who those individuals are. They are highly trained, extremely intelligent, and very, very combat effective. When you have individuals in the special operations community with top secret security clearances telling you and providing you evidence that they have been involved in a legacy UAP program, that's a big deal because they have a lot to risk by even saying that. And of course, it turns out if it doesn't turn out to be true, then they lose everything, right? They lose all their credibility, and nobody will ever speak to them again. And special operators usually aren't prone to that type of behavior. They undergo tremendous amount of psychological evaluations and even polygraphs in some cases regarding their security clearances, and they take drug tests all the time. These are really America's finest. And so I just want to make sure as this story begins to unfold more that we offer our support. With that said, I suspect individuals coming forward, and this one in particular is going to, like all of us, we all deal with our PTSD one way or the other, all my fellow veterans. Tier 1 operators especially are susceptible because that's their job, to be in it all the time and be ready for it. So I want to make sure that we extend out our hands and offer support to these brave individuals, this one in particular who's coming forward. I think we need to give them some runway to try to figure out what happens next. Ultimately, that decision isn't ours. That's up to the new Trump administration. But if you're looking for an A1 source to talk to you about the legacy program, the UAP program that we were aware of while we were at ATIP and OSAP before that, then look no further because those individuals are now coming out. But let's not forget that this wasn't easy. Okay, this isn't just go ahead and come out and tell us a story. There's a lot here. When you find out who this individual has actually spoken to in the past, right? You're going to find that it's egregious. In some cases, the U.S.'s response to this individual. Organizations like Arrow, under former leadership, failed this individual. And furthermore, I'll say they failed you, and they failed the president, and they failed Congress. I am optimistic that new leadership at Arrow is taking this in a different direction. But if it's true that evidence and things like that were obfuscated or lost, then somebody needs to be held accountable. We have to stop in the old vernacular, stop the madness, right? Stop the craziness. We have to actually do something about it. So anyways, I just wanted to reach out to everybody, say hello, and let you know that we're monitoring this situation very, very carefully. If things go well, there'll be more whistleblowers to come forward and hopefully help the new administration, the Trump administration, and Congress to get a better handle on what's going on in this topic and who's actually part of what efforts and what did we learn from this and maybe what other countries are also involved in this. We do know that adversaries are involved. So this is a very serious topic. This is not sensationalism. It's going to be a sensational story, but the person themselves, the source of the information, they're not sensational people. They're patriots. They're heroes. And I hope that when this story begins to unfold more comprehensively, that we do the right thing for these individuals. You know, we know that on the other side of the conversation, it's very tough for our special operators to talk about their jobs because they are loyal and patriotic Americans. Unfortunately, because of that, it also doesn't help people deal with PTSD very well, as we've seen now, unfortunately, with the individual in the Cybertruck in Las Vegas. You know, it's not a matter of, you know, do people have PTSD? Really, it's just a matter of how much they have it, and, you know, how do they deal with it? Everybody deals with it a little bit differently. So I hope that we don't make the same mistake we did last time with like David Grush, when he was so brave and decided to come out and have the conversation with the American people, as well as forgive me, as well as other people who've done the same. I hope we don't meet them with ridicule. I hope we listen to what they have to say. If they need any help, offer that help and assistance any way we can, and keep asking the hard questions. People like this that come out and have this conversation with you are only doing it because they have faith and confidence in you, the American public, the American people. Now think about that for a minute, right? I'll be the first one to tell you there's a whole lot of people out there that probably don't deserve disclosure because this becomes all about them when it's not. It's really about us. I've always said before, you know, you ever want to see a leader, you'll never hear a leader say me, mine, or I. It's always us, we, and ours. It's collective. It's together. All ships rise with the tide. And that's really the ethos of special operations. You know, leave no man behind. Leave no person behind. Don't leave your battle buddy behind. So this definitely changes a little bit the calculus. I'm very happy this person had a chance to come out and tell their side of the story. Like I said, it's been about 1.5 years in the making. And I'm very hopeful that because of this, other people will choose to do the same thing and come forward and have an open and honest dialogue with the American people. So with that said, I'm going to sign off for now. Again, I'll try to do these videos periodically as frequently as I can. Ross has done a great job, really, with this story. And so I'm very grateful to him for this. I'm also grateful to the other members in the media that are covering this topic. There have been a few lately, and by the way, on both sides, politically speaking, right? So you have on one side Donald Trump Jr., and on the other side you have Chris Cuomo, and both are in violent agreement that we need more transparency in this topic, and so both are allies. You know, ironically enough, in this divisive world of politics, we can be in a situation where you have a host on CNN agreeing with, for example, Tucker Carlson. So that is I think some silver lining here, that we're finally reaching a critical mass where I think the media is wising up to the misinformation that the Pentagon has been putting out for years and years and years on this, to the detriment of a lot of people, not just people's credibility, but even people's personal safety. And that will probably come out as well. So anyways, with that said, I'm going to sign off for now. Blessings to everybody, and all my love to everybody out there. We're in this together. This is a journey that all of us are taking. We are lockstep together, and yeah, let's see where this goes. So with that said, folks, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless.